Welcome to the Straight Red Card. That was me exhaling. Not going to say what. And we've got two more questions from you guys. We're going to answer them tonight. And I think, let's see, we've covered a lot of things tonight, Brett. It's been kind of crazy, actually.
All over the board.
I mean, and I don't think, some people are like, man, you guys have so many shows. What do you, I mean, you're just pulling these out of your ass? And I'm like, kind of, yeah.
Sort of, yeah. More often than not.
Yeah, but we're not selling snake oil or anything. Don't get the wrong. We're not just doing episodes to do episodes. There's like literally more to talk about than we have time for.
But listening to our show does, in fact, grow hair. So keep listening to us.
Oh, you are selling snake oil. All right. It reminds me of this guy. When I was a director at some point of a big national foundation, I had this young guy who was just out of college, and on his spare time, he used to sell things on not eBay. What was the other thing you could sell stuff on back in the day? Anyhow, he had put up this ad, and it was called ad, and it was $50 sun-powered clothes dryer. $50 for a sun-powered clothes dryer. And
was it a string?
These dumb motherfuckers would send him $50, and he would mail him a string and two clothespins, and a string.
Oh,
and it said, there you go. There's your fucking.
There's a reason why he wasn't on eBay, because man, his store would be shut down immediately.
Oh no, they shut him
like
down.
Angie's List or something like that, or I don't know.
Oh, this guy was a classic, man. And, I think he made like $550 before they shut him down. They're like, you can't do that. We have too many complaints.
False advertising. I mean, legitimately, he portrayed what he sold accurately.
He did. Sun-powered clothes dryer. A piece of string and a fucking clothespin.
Could have been a piece of plexiglass with some plywood,
I know, but, it was awesome. We got two more questions to go. And one of the questions is, Brett, what do you think of Jesse Marsch's situation at Leipzig? Getting scary? Question mark.
Well, it's not a great start. We'll put it that way.
No,
but Leipzig has enough talent and enough skill, and Marsch is a good enough coach that they'll start getting results. Obviously, they're not going to be contending for Bundesliga this year like they have been in the past. But it's also his first year there.
They sold a lot of players.
A chance. Yeah. Hopefully they give him a chance and don't just jump the shark.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to give him a chance because they did just sell off a bunch of players. Some of them were really good players. Some of them were depth. And listen, he's played a lot of tough teams here at the top of the order. He did beat Stuttgart. I think they're going to give him some time. I don't think anybody's pressure. I think Jesse's got some time.
It also sounds like the players are on his side, so that always helps.
No, there was a whole article saying the players are nervous.
Oh no, I read an article where the players have came out and said they appreciate how he addresses them and how it just seems like he's got their back. It seems like. So maybe that was beforehand. Maybe that was earlier in the season, and now the stuff are coming out now. I don't know.
No, this was like a day ago. An article came out and the players are getting nervous. Well, okay, sure. Everyone's nervous. I'm sure.
They're like 2 spots from relegation. So, I mean, I know it's only like 3 or 4 games in. So, but imagine a team that's used to constantly contending for that Bundesliga top spot being 2 spots from relegation. Sure, the players are probably getting a little nervous.
Yeah, I mean, the schedule's going to get easier for them. So just give them some time. They're not Greuther Fürth. All right. They're going to be okay. Greuther Fürth, however, they are fucked. They are already in major desperation mode. Julian Green's been benched. Timothy Tillman's seeing no time. They're going with a whole different lineup because they are in panic mode because they're like, we are getting our asses crushed every game.
And I know. Obviously, it's early in the season. I mean, they have 1 point really, 5 games in, but I mean, a single win would project them all the way up to 10th place, give or take. Time for 10th place at least. So I mean, obviously it's early in the season. They're not starting well off either. But yeah, no, Leipzig will find their way back up. It's
I
it's
think
going to
so.
happen. It's not going to be a concern. They may not necessarily be in the spot that they would hope they would be in given their history.
Nope.
But to your point, they've sold off a number of players. They're going to be rebuilding here. And give Marsch a chance. He'll work his way up. Worst comes to worst, they do jump the shark. They fire him, and then he's the next U.S. men's national team coach.
Woo, that's a whole nother show, Brett. You're bringing in fire, man. Fire. Don't do that. God. Then we'll have to talk about it, which we're not going to now.
Not today.
But we have heard plenty of people say it. Maybe Jesse Marsch will get fired, and then we can replace Berhalter.
Well,
that ain't happening.
I don't think anybody's going to replace Berhalter after the World Cup. So maybe he'll have to survive Leipzig this season and then get fired in order to coach the U.S. national team. So, but in all fairness, though, I don't want that to happen. I want him to have a very successful career at Leipzig and start developing that American culture. That we're not all those ignorant bumpkins. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Jesse Marsch is going to be fine. I think he's a prime A manager, and he'll pull it together and figure some shit out, and they'll probably finish mid-table. They'll be good. Greuther Fürth, though, there. That shit's going. That's rock bottom stuff we're talking about now. All right. The next question is the current... Oh, he said, on Filippo's show, they talked about current U.S. men's national team. Is the current U.S. men's national team generation overhyped? Overhyped? I don't think so. I don't. Well, I don't know what that means, though, Brett.
Yeah,
I mean, who's overhyping them? I guess that's kind of where we got. Are we overhyping them?
We're overhyping them because we expect these players who are playing the top leagues against top professional players to be able to go to El Salvador and get 3 points. So we're overhyping them. No, but
I don't think so.
No, to the main point, I think was what they're bringing up is we have all these very talented young kids, and there's a lot of fans out there that are simply saying like, oh, we should be running CONCACAF at this point. We are technically, according to Filippo, we're the kings of CONCACAF.
Yeah.
But I mean, are the players performing to the top of their ability with the national team? No. Is that necessarily
Berhalter?
Is that necessarily the players' fault? Not necessarily. It could very well be a formation and player selection and just overall tactic issue. Because these players, you look at Reina, Dortmund, you look at Pulisic with Chelsea, not necessarily McKinney with Juve right now, but maybe last season. Adams with Leipzig. I mean, you're looking at players who are consistently performing with their clubs, and they're doing well at those clubs.
Yeah.
Now they come back to the national team, and national team ball is a different game altogether. There's a lot of pride left on the field, so we have a lot of teams opposition that may not necessarily have as talented of squads, and they perform well and admirable out on the field. But for whatever reason, it feels like under Berhalter, it's just we're not necessarily getting the most out of our players. And that's a shame given the young and talented players we have. Of course, though, we have those young and talented players for at least the next 2 cycles, assuming that nobody usurps them,
And listen, we're not going to talk about this now because this is going to be a big topic for us, and there's a lot of research to do beyond Meg Swanick's interview with Sam on Yanks Report. Mm-hmm. And that is, are there players who are frustrated? Is there a rift here and there? Yeah, there might be. And we're going to touch on that much deeper in the next episode when we do shows again, which will be on Monday. But there are things to think about because there are players who are frustrated with Berhalter because they aren't performing like they do with their clubs. So are our players overhyped? No, they're not. They're great young stars in the making. Some of them are stars already. Mm-hmm. So they're not overhyped in our minds, to me, on our show. Now, if there's somebody else out there saying Pulisic's going to be the next Ronaldo, or, Reyna's going to be the next Zinedine Zidane, okay, that's probably overhyping them. But I think expecting them to have really great U.S. men's national team performances is at this point, even as young as they are, which we take into account, I don't think we're overhyping them. I think our expectations are right around where they need to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think that sums it up.
Yep, pretty much.
All right. So that's it for these segments. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy your weekend. I don't know when this is coming out, so it could be long after your weekend's over, for all I know. And you'd think I know better, but I really don't. So until the next time on the Straight Red Card, make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your great aunt. She might like this shit. She's about the same age I am. And amazingly, Papillons are related to wolves. Cheers.